The Lost Kitten. Once upon a time, in a small village, there was a little girl named Emily. Emily loved animals very much, especially kittens. One sunny afternoon, while Emily was playing in the garden, she heard a soft meowing sound coming from behind the bushes. Curious, she went to investigate. There, hiding among the flowers, was a tiny kitten. It had big, round eyes and fluffy fur. It looked scared and lost. Emily approached slowly and gently picked up the kitten. It purred softly in her arms. "Where did you come from, little one?" Emily whispered. Emily decided to take the kitten home with her. She knew she needed to find its owner or a new loving family. She asked around the village, but no one seemed to know where the kitten came from. Emily took care of the kitten, feeding it and giving it a warm bed to sleep in. She named it Whiskers because of its long, whiskery whiskers. Whiskers followed Emily everywhere, like a tiny shadow. Days passed, but nobody came to claim Whiskers. Emily grew worried. She didn't want to keep Whiskers if it belonged to someone else. So, she made posters and put them up around the village, hoping that someone would recognize the kitten. One day, while Emily was putting up posters, she heard a familiar voice calling out, "Whiskers! Whiskers!" It was Mrs. Johnson, her neighbor. "Is this your kitten, Mrs. Johnson?" Emily asked eagerly. "Yes, it is," Mrs. Johnson exclaimed with relief. "Whiskers wandered off a few days ago, and we've been looking everywhere for him." Emily smiled and handed Whiskers over to Mrs. Johnson. She was sad to see Whiskers go, but she knew he belonged with his family. "Thank you so much, Emily," Mrs. Johnson said gratefully. "You're a kind and caring girl." Emily waved goodbye to Whiskers as he happily followed Mrs. Johnson home. Even though she was sad to see him leave, she knew she had done the right thing. And who knows, maybe one day another lost kitten would find its way to her. From that day on, Emily became known as the girl who saved Whiskers. And her love for animals grew even stronger. And so, with a heart full of warmth, Emily continued to spread kindness wherever she went. The end.